Alrighty, let's go.
Hey friends, I'm Norm.
And I'm Kim, and we're Mountain Beaches.
And today we're excited to start thinking about doing things with our trailer. We are going to show you our trailer hitch. What is it that we have, Kim?
We have an Andersen hitch.
Yes, we have the Andersen Ultimate Fifth Wheel Connection, I think is officially what they call it. It's a great hitch. It's lightweight. It can be easily removed from the bed of your truck. We've had it for about 3 years now.
Yep, and Norm tells me over and over how much he loves it.
It's great, yes. So that's what we're up to today. We're going to show you how easy it is to install, so come along with us. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you the parts that come with it. Now remember, we bought this 3 years ago, so it's not brand new, we're not unboxing, but the components are this pyramid-shaped hitch. It's got a ball, and this connects into a ball in the middle of your truck. And so that's component number one, that this is the piece that goes in your truck. This piece is about Oops. This piece is about 70 pounds. It's easy to carry around. The one they have now, the aluminum, is about 35, so a lot easier to carry around. So this piece comes with it. And then the coupler, this piece hooks onto your fifth wheel. And if this is onto your fifth wheel, then this is how it fits together. And so we'll show how this mounts. It comes with the bolts needed for hooking the coupler onto the trailer. Something else that you are going to need, our truck came with a ball that mounts in the center of the bed. If yours does not have one, then you'll need to have one installed. And I had to do that on my last truck, and we did a B&W, and to be honest, I don't remember how much that cost. Several $100s though. This truck that we have now came with this. The tools that you're going to need, not very many. You're going to need a torque wrench. You're going to need a socket, 15/16 inch. And then I also have a box end wrench that I use for tightening these bolts, just make sure things don't slip. You're going to need a hex Allen wrench. And that's about it. So let's get down to the install. Okay, first step, installing the ball in the bed of your truck. Make sure it's locked in. There's a direction to this, and it comes with an arrow on it that says this way towards tailgate. So it's pretty easy. I've got it lined up in that direction, and I'm just gonna bring it up here. Aluminum one is a lot lighter. And you set it on the ball. One thing I need to do first though, so I need to remove this pin, this cotter pin, or lock pin, and then this bolt. And then once this fits over the ball, then we put the bolt back through, and it fits kind of like this and locks this into place, keeps it from coming off. And put the pin back in, and now see it's locked into place. Then there's three settings on this. This first one is you can lower or tighten this first bolt on the top, and that'll move a mechanism up and down inside there so you can get it low enough onto the ball to get this pin through. If it didn't go, mine's already been set. So all I'm going to do is tighten this, and then these two bolts, after this has been tightened, these two bolts lock it in. All three of these are set to 60 pounds with the torque wrench, so we're going to do that next. So I've got my torque wrench and I am set to 60 pounds. Okay, and then these, just hand tighten them and then put your torque wrench on them. Again, that's 15/16 is the size of the nut. Okay, that's all there is to installing the hitch into the bed of your truck. Easy. There's one other setting that you can do on these. You'll notice there's another pin here. It's a little tight. And this allows you to have an adjustment. Mine's been in this position for a while. Okay, so you'll see there's 3 settings, height adjustments that you can have for your ball. For our trailer, the lowest setting works good. So we'll set that on there. And that's all there is for adjusting the ball. Next up is attaching the rest of the hitch, and that goes on the trailer itself. Okay, now we're ready to install the second component. This one goes onto the trailer itself, and it's just going to kind of slide up on there like that and then attach with 2 bolts. The way that it holds on and keeps from coming off, which would be kind of important, is these bolts, they go through they go through here and fit like that, but then this is how they fit once they're inside of this, and so this is what holds it on. They're grabbing on to the coupler here. So I've got the 2 bolts. There's the nuts and washers that go with those. So let's get it on. Mine is a little bit more of a tight fit since this red piece was not original for mine. It's an not aftermarket, but an addition to it. So the holes didn't line up exactly on mine, so I just have to tap it a little bit. It's really just to tap it through the plastic part. You wouldn't want to tap into the metal, or that could damage the threads. So now it's on. Those bolts are going to hold it into place. But there's 2 different ways that this can go. You can have it towards the front, or rotate it around and you have it towards the back, and that's how it goes on mine. And it all depends on the amount of the distance that you have available between your truck. We have a short bed truck, and so we have to make sure that ours is lined up. And the way you figure this out, you measure from the middle of the ball to your side rails here, which in our case is about 32 inches. And then you measure from the pin, which is up here. From the pin, you do that before you put this piece on. You measure to the back of your box here. And if it's less than that dimension in the truck, the 32 inches that I measured in the truck, then you can have this going forward, and essentially it moves your everything back a little bit. It gives you a little bit more clearance, but in my setup I've got to have it this way, so it reduces the clearance that I have, but it's still, we probably can still get an 80-degree turn. We have to be a little careful backing up to make sure we don't turn too sharp, or we're going to hit here. But that problem is not unusual to anybody that has a short bed truck. This is not a slider, it's a fixed position hitch. So the only adjustment is there, and that is just based on the distance that you have here. Mine's got to go this way, and that's just how it is, but I still love it. So now I just need to put these bolts on with the washers. Okay, I'm just putting these on finger tight right now because there's another adjustment I need to make or thing I need to tighten before I tighten these bolts down. And that's using my Allen wrench. First of all, I want to make sure this is going square. And you can actually use a square to make sure, but it's also pretty easy to eyeball. So there's four hex screws underneath here. You need to tighten those down pretty good. And that puts a screw up into this metal plate and holds it from spinning. So I'm just loosely tightening these now. There's four of them. And I think there is a torque setting that you're supposed to use on these. I'll have to go back and look at the manual on that. I don't remember off the top of my head. So I'm just tightening them up relatively tight right now and not worrying about the torque setting. I'll come back to that later. Okay, so those are tightened up, and now this doesn't turn. So now we're going to tighten down these two nuts. We don't tighten them really very tight, because if you do, you're going to crack the plastic. So we don't use a torque wrench on that. We're just using our 15/16 box end wrench, and we're just going to get these snug down. Because again, this is not actually holding it. It's just the bolt itself. Once it's in there, the bolt itself holds it from coming off. So I guess this just keeps the bolts in place. They don't need to be overly tight. So just kind of snug. And that's it. There's one other thing to attach. This is your ball release. Ball lock, ball release. So you just give it a twist, and that would be locked out. It releases it. I've seen some people that have attached it to the trailer itself like that, so it's easy to get to when it's connected and you're hooked up to your trailer. You just reach over your side rail and pull it out. But some people don't like drilling holes into their trailer. It's underneath, so it should be not a weather issue. But I think Andersen Hitch recommends you take this, you run it to the opposite side, and we'll just pretend this is the opposite side, and you hook it on like this. So, and then you're done. And next step, I'm going to show you how easy it is to hook up. Okay, the final step now, make sure everything is locked and ready to go, is the lever here. You push in, that locks it, and then you turn it, and then that locks this from opening back up. So now our hitch is locked in place, and we are good to travel.
And there he goes.
Okay, there we are. We're about max. Might be able to go a little bit further. I'm just a little nervous of trying to go any further. There you can see it. What's angled? That's about as far as I can go on this particular setup. I know if I had a slider hitch, I could get 90 degrees. And I could still go more, but it's just making me nervous, so I'm not. There's my clearance, and the trailer actually is just turning. It's not getting closer, so it could still go, but I'm not chancing it. That's good for me.
We did it.
We did it. So that wraps up this today's video of the Andersen Ultimate Fifth Wheel Hitch. I thought it was pretty easy to install. I hope you did too.
We've had a great day.
Yeah, it's been a fun day. Thanks for joining us. If you liked our video, what do?
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell, click the like button, ring the bell to get notifications.
Yes.
And subscribe, please.
Yes, please subscribe. We're doing our best.
We're doing our best. We are not very good at this. We hope you're seeing improvement little by little, week from week. And we hope to increase and have 2 viewers next time.
Bottom line is, we're having fun.
We are. We're having fun. So we'll see you next week.